Hey everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. Okay, this is just a little, probably should be just a short video to show you something that I did on the cover of the bee journal that I had given away for my 3,000 subby giveaway. I had mentioned in that video that I was looking for some kind of a poem or saying or something about bees, and I couldn't find anything, so I wrote something. And so I wrote this little poem, and what I did on that journal was I had put it on, on the front cover. So I just wanted to show you how I did that. Of course, I did it on my computer. I took the, let me bring this up, I guess maybe a little bit closer to the camera. Typed it out with a font. I took my PNG flowers and shrunk them way, way down. And if you can see, there is little bees, which are also PNGs, little no background images, so you can lay them over things and stuff, and there's no background that shows up, and added the bees to it. I printed them on paper like this. Let me pull one out. Like this. Gave myself a couple of options there. You can see where I was working on shrinking them down. Then I just simply tore that out. I inked around the back because we're going to scroll some of the edges, and then I inked around here as, all the edges on the front as well, and I used regular Distress ink, Vintage Photo. And then what I did was I curled the ends in different ways. Now, I'm going to curl this one a little bit. I'm holding it up to the camera so you can see. I think I'm just going to put this over a tiny bit because I have a bee there. But I'm going to put this over this way as well. Now, I'm talking in past tense. I have not finished the actual bee journal yet. This is what I'm working on, but this video won't go up until after the bee journal has been I've done a flip through on the bee journal. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just sort of rolling, folding these edges a little bit. I'm trying not to hit the bee or the flowers or the writing or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and roll this side. So I'm just sort of rolling it a little bit. And this is why I inked the backs so that it would show with the dark lines. And I'm going to do all of these corners for a reason. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. And I've already done one here where I've wrinkled it up a little bit, which I'm going to do here. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to squeeze it just a little bit. And I could have done this before I did the rolls, but it doesn't matter. I'm just squeezing it a little bit, scrunching it some, because I want it to look shabby. Get in the middle here. Don't want to really crinkle it up because I don't want to distort the letters. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm sitting back down again. I'm going to take a little bit of the Vintage Photo and on my brush, and I'm going to very lightly, just lightly, brush across the top of this. And what it's doing, or should be doing, is catching the creases that I just made, just a little bit, just to make it a little more shabby. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is let me move these over to the side. Take some wax paper and put it down here. I'm going to get my Mod Podge, which you can also, let me cover my glue, which you can also do, you can take regular Elmer's glue or PVA glue, as they call that in other countries. And I have such a mess on this desk right now. It's unbelievable. And mix it with a little bit of water, depending on the consistency you would want. But the thinner it is, the less shine you'll have, generally, I find. So I took my Mod Podge. I'm just going to dip a paintbrush in here. And these are just, cheap paint brushes. There's nothing fancy about these. And I'm just going to go ahead and brush over. I'm going to go under these curls and on the tops of them as well. But why I'm doing this is to make it more, I hate to use the word plasticky, but that's really kind of what I'm doing, is making it, you know, I'm sealing it and making it stiffer so that it doesn't tear or lose its shape. I'm going to just sort of hold this here. I get ink. I always do that. I get glue all over my fingers when I do something like this. So I get a little bit more in here. There we go. Make sure I have everything covered with a decent, it doesn't have to be super thick, but it should be even as best as possible. You should try to make it as even as possible so you don't have like puddles or anything like that. I'm going to kind of just bring this one back over with the brush. Nothing is set in stone, you know. I did a few of these, printed off a few of them. You know what, let me find my scissors. I can hold it better than with my finger. You know, nothing's printed in stone. I ran off a few of these just in case I did something and I tore it too close, or, you know, I'm sorry if I hit the camera. I've got a long handle on this thing. You know, where I tore it and I didn't like the way I rolled it, or I did something to it and dropped it and got it full of dirt, or I don't know. So anyway, it's always good to have a spare. So this is what I did. Now I'm going to lift this to get it out of its puddle of glue here. And then I'm just going to roll these things back again, okay, just to make sure. And they'll more or less dry that way. They'll be a little pliable, but they will dry that way. And when this is dry, the front is dry, roll that up there. When the front is dry, I will flip it over. Just going to roll that. I'll flip it over and do the back. So essentially, we're going to just put this one to the side a little bit. This is the one I had done, the first one, but I'm redoing it because I got something and chipped a little bit of the color out of there. But this is what it looks like when it's dry, kind of crinkled. It's still pliable, but it's not like paper, and I did the back as well. And then that is part of the piece that went on the front cover of the journal. And again, I'm talking in past tense. I haven't gotten there yet. These are the ones that I'm actually going to use. Hopefully, if they fit the way I want them to, these are the ones that I will be using on that bee journal. But like I said, you'll be seeing this after the journal has been completed, and you'll see them on there then. But anyway, that's what I did. I thought it was really kind of neat. It was very dimensional. You can see how, you know, with the scrolls and things like that, I thought it was kind of neat to do that and make it look, you know, more dimensional on the cover, or anywhere for that matter. You can use it anywhere in your journals. But that's it. So I'll be moving on to the next one. And that one, this was the one I had finished, like I said, but I took a chip out of it somehow, so I'm redoing. But that's it. So it was a very short video. I didn't even hit 10 minutes. It's like a miracle for me. Anyhow, I just thought you might want to see how I did that. And who knows, you might be using them in your journals too. So in the meantime, guys, be safe, be happy, and be blessed. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.